We're back. 5 plays. Stick around. Greetings. Welcome back. 5 Play Friday. We're looking at plays, analyzing all of the things. We want to be our best in end-of-game scenarios when the games matter most. It's critical that we develop our skills for those moments of key games, and so that we and our crew are at our best. One of the ways we accomplish that is we look at game video. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Greg Austin with A Better Official. We analyze game video so we can all get better and take control of our officiating career. Let's start today. How should we start? How about you make the call play? What do you have here? All right, play at the rim. No call is the ruling. What's your ruling on the play? Put it in the comments and stick around to the end of the video. We'll look at all of the things on play number 1. All right, moving on quickly to play number 2. All right, closing seconds, 1-point game. We have a drive to the basket and a call from the trail on this play. Let's look at all of the things. I mean, man, that's not your primary coverage area trail. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Of course, primary coverage areas, secondary coverage areas, tertiary coverage areas are methods of defining coverage on a play. They are not boundaries. They are not fences. Oh, I can't go and call that play because of some aspect of my role where I am on the court, right? Who has the open look on a play like this, right? Our lead and our center or our trail? So what we need to do on plays like this is call obvious fouls that need a whistle and use a proper approach to 3-person officiating, right? That's your call. No, that's a foul. I'm going to put a whistle on the play. So we have lots of things to look at on this play, right? Throw in scenario at the correct spot. Hey, so I was watching an NBA game last night, and Mark Lindsay was working the game, and the player was like 1 foot off of the designated spot, and they moved the player. Because it's really important to do these details. It really is. All right, just an aside. Ball's in the trails coverage area. Our center seemed to be picking up the post action. Player drives. And we've got straight-lined officials on the play. Our center is straight-lined on the drive. Our lead is straight-lined on the drive. We have obvious hit contact from our camera angle by the official from behind, or the player from behind. And then we have an open look on the contact by the trail official. Wait, That's a foul, right? Another great thing to look here is habits and fundamentals in reporting in this situation. Do we believe this official? Do we believe this official that they have a foul on this play? Yes. Yes, we do. There's no, it's all confidence, right? That's a foul. I'm making the ruling, right? And we're using our reporting area really effectively. All it does is enhance our credibility on the call in this situation. We're not running to the division line or running to the table or anything like that. Just business. We have a foul. It's on this player. We're going to shoot two, etc. These are the habits and fundamentals we want to develop so that in key moments, key games, tension builds, 1-point game. We're making important decisions in the game that we are at our best, right? So our center seems to be focused here, but this is a non-competitive matchup here. Got a minor hand in the back that she thrusts her hip forward. Obvious displacement, shooting foul. I wish they were all that easy, man. Right? But we cannot, as a crew, as a trail here, say, well, that's not my job, man. That's not my area. Right? We have the open look. If I'm the lead here, man, I'm just nothing. I'm throwing you bouquets. Thank you, partner. Thank you. Right? I wasn't sure if they flopped or there was actually contact from where I was. Right? So, I go there. I go there. Right? So great habits and fundamentals on the play by the trail official. Cadence whistle, obvious foul, put the player on the line, just business, doing all of the things. Yeah, we like to see the system working. The system is designed for crews to have looks on plays. Sometimes plays happen where two officials do not have the best look, but if they have trust in the crew as well, that third official, if we had an obvious foul in that situation, I know you are going to come get it. That's what we want as both as individuals and as a crew, to have that trust and that conviction to put whistles on obvious fouls. And I have a conviction, I'll tell you this, to take a moment to thank our tremendous show supporters who help fuel our broadcast. Who is up on the show supporter? Mike Myers, Ed Markey, Matt Rossini, Eric Erickson, and Steve Gleydura. I'm going with Gleydura. Much appreciated and much love. You want to support? Here's a link. There's a link in the show description, in the first pinned comment, and yes, there is a link up above. All right, with that, let's move on. Next play.
Anything out after that first one he had drawn up went pretty well. So we'll see what happens here. We've got the Freeman Flyers, 4 of them lined up at half court. Kerrigan's going to inbound. Again, he can run, and he will. Jumble of Freeman Flyers. Peters gets it, turns and fires, and he doesn't get it off. And there is some confusion on the court, it would appear. I would have thought that the game was over, but there's some confusion about what just happened, and no ruling's been made yet. The shot by Peters was way off and well short. Both Freeman coaches were saying something to the officials with 6 fingers up. I'm not sure what 6 means. I really have no idea. I think what happened is Freeman's going to take their last time out here. 0.7 to go. Freeman will have the ball. We'll see what Coach Friesen has drawn up for the Flyers here. .7 to go. Down by 1 again is another key point, so he doesn't have to have a three-pointer here. Whipped inbound. Into Peters. Shoots. Misses just off from Luke Peters. Did get it off in time. Got a good look at it. That's all you can really ask for. A disappointing end to a great season for a Freeman Flyer team.
Okay. All right, so what happens on this play is we have a throw-in on the end line. And there are 6 players on the court for the visitors. Brings into question, of course, habits and fundamentals, how we got to that situation, but also how to properly adjudicate this play, right? In order to assess a technical foul in this instance, we have to observe the 6 players on the court in order to during play. So if the 7.7 seconds expired and we did not observe 6 players on the court, the game would be over. But the clock never started in this situation, which is odd to me. It's a little the camera is a little rough on this throw-in, but I think our defender tips the ball on the throw-in. Let's take a look. It seems as the ball is deflected on the throw-in. Right? So this play occurs after, so we're in the final 2 minutes of the game. How many timeouts occur in the final 2 minutes of the game? Sometimes 6 or 7 timeouts. Players go in, players come out, players go in, players come out, players go in, players come out. And we relax for just a moment and we miss the 6 players come out because we don't have habits and fundamentals in place in this moment to make sure that we avoid that. And this scenario happens at all levels. It is a thing. It is a thing. Our crew is really focused on this last second shot, where we want to be, all of the things, etc. And sometimes we just take things for granted. So let's look at that throw in as it were. Right? So in this situation, desperate, we've talked previously, in these kind of situations, what do we expect? The team might do something unusual. They're going to start with 5 players out of bounds. They're going to try to have a screener, draw a foul, all of those things. Because it's 0.7, they got to go the length of the court. They're going to potentially take desperate actions. But our coach here for White had not been on TikTok to see all these cool plays that they could run. It's after a scored goal, so the player's moving legally. Our head coach, right? Let's watch our White head coach. He's here. He looks. Hey, wait a minute, right? He sees there's 6 on the court. The ball is live. If the officials see that there are 6 in the court, while the ball is live, we've got an assistant coach who's up, gesticulating wildly. We've got our head coach has gone to the official on the end line and saying they've got 6. The clock fails to start. Wild scenario, man. Wild scenario. Do we have a home cooking situation? Have we talked to our timer? Hey, be really good here. So is the lead, the center in this instance may chop as well if we've got a ball watching official. If we have a situation where the ball was tipped by, as I think we did, by the trail official, right? All they got to do is flick their wrist once and say this game is over. With the clock improperly or not properly starting. But in the end, White, even though they have a chance after the division line throw in to win the game, they do not win the game. So our mistake in this situation did not cost the team, right? And that, of course, is the key thing. Our mistake did not cost the team and have the wrong team essentially win in this situation. So takeaways. right? Just the meat and potatoes stuff. We have to do it each and every time, right? We show great patience as a crew before the throw-in, making sure that everybody's in position, but we have to, do all the things. Do all the things and get these plays right. Hey, let's look at our next play. Oh, crap. All right. So we have a situation where we have a foul ruled by the lead official, and we have a player who shows their obvious frustration by by bouncing the basketball violently to the floor and expressing themselves to the lead official. Our center official comes in and assesses the player technical foul in this instance. So we have a situation where we have a shooting foul followed by a technical foul. Our crew gets the correct shooter and does things in the proper order, right? There's something missing, though, on this play that will really help us in the long run on plays such as this, and that is our crew getting together, at least two officials in this situation. What do we have? What are we going to do? How are we going to proceed, right? We know that we have a shooting foul. We saw our partner say there's a technical foul, right? But we end up, what I like to say, we end up with a little bit of kind of Keystone Cop vibe, where we are walking around in a fashion that doesn't project that we know exactly what we're doing, right? We're a lot of pointing and etc. If we come out of a situation like this with certainty, hey, I've got the shooting foul, 12's our shooter, or whatever it is. In this instance, he's going to shoot two, then any player eligible substitute could shoot two and then ball at the division line. The two officials do a lot of this. Then we can report separately. Lead says, I've got this foul, we're going to shoot two. Partner comes in, we got a player technical, etc. We get our everything set up, and we come off looking a little better in this situation. But this is the correct ruling in this situation. Our player, a foul was ruled for contact across the arm. You've got to be kidding me, right? Obvious reaction to the call, right? That's key in this situation. Sometimes players will bounce the basketball out of frustration, thought they should have made the layup, done this, that, or the other thing. We have to make those judgments. We do on this play. This is correctly ruled and correctly done. The one thing I would say is we have an opportunity to be better in the moment of what's going to happen next on this play and ensure that we're going to do things correctly as a crew. Again, those habits and fundamentals, the previous play, that just the counting of the players was simple action can either prevent us from screwing something up or just make sure that we look our best and show that strength, confidence, and demeanor that we know exactly what we're doing out here, man. Exactly. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. That play from New Jersey. You know that one. You may have already seen it. Let's take a look.
Got it. I mean, those are clutch foul shots. Here we go. Weinsheimer's shot, no good. Tip in, and it falls up. The game-winning basket from Madison, and win it, 47-46. Unbelievable. Trying to see who got the bucket there because I got obstructed. Might have been Conhoff. I got to double check. Wow. Now I'm going to check, see if he got the shot off. I thought he got it off, but we'll see. No, he didn't! Oh, they're saying that the basket does not count. Oh, my goodness!
Okay, so I've added the inset clock. The question is like, is there a timing issue? Was it really not as obvious as it was? Right from the initial view, there's no clock visible. You can never trust the clock at the bottom of the screen on an NFHS broadcast. It's like, did he get it off in time or not? Whatever. Other camera angles show he clearly gets it off. He clearly gets it off. So we have a situation where our center official comes in and emphatically scores the goal. Our crew is heading for the locker room. And then there's a change of heart. One official turns around and says, either they're like, no, I have to listen to the voice that I know that shot did not get off on time, and I have to, there's nothing about their body language when the ball goes in the basket that says, and their partner scores the goal. Right? And then we get together as a crew. And as a crew, right? If you're the center official here, did the shot get off on time? Absolutely. 100%. I am completely sure. If you're the lead official, right? You don't have anything going on, man. This is your job to figure this stuff out. Did he get the shot off or not? And the trail official says, no, it was in his hand. I assume that's what he says. No, it was in his hand. But, right, so the takeaway for me here is, look, you're in this situation. Sometimes we have to fight to keep the game from moving forward because we're about to take a wrong turn. But sometimes we have to fight for the game. We have to step up and say, no, I am not going to allow an incorrect ruling in this situation. I'm going to fight for my ruling. I saw the ball off. I heard the horn when it was in flight. It was almost in the basket, right? It was obviously off in time. And fight for that, right? What's missing from this crew dynamic is pushback, right? Sometimes we can get in a situation, maybe the big dog on the crew says, this is what I have. And the other two officials say, really? Okay. You're the big dog on the crew, right? Whatever. Right? But you have to always put yourself in a position. This game, we're not going forward with this ruling until my dying breath, right? I'm going to fight for the game. We have to fight for the game. and not allow a mistake to be made in this situation. Obviously, it's critical. And if it's a mistake that if we allow it to happen, and I know we're allowing it to happen, well, what are you going to end up feeling afterward, right? Just a rough scenario in that instance, right? Key thing for me is what's missing is pushback by the crew, right? Our calling officials should have said this, no, we're not doing anything like that. I know, and fight for the game, right? We have to be prepared to fight for the game in these situations. I cannot stress that enough. If we are unsure, I am not sure. I don't have any information. Maybe the lead is just completely unsure. Maybe the gym was incredibly loud and the horn's not very loud and they, didn't know for sure. That's fine, right? But yeah, obviously at the end of the day, we're embarrassed and we've let the wrong team win, right? It's as simple as that. And we're always going to be in these positions potentially in end of game where we're going to have to rise to the occasion. Let's put it that way. We have to rise and do what's best for the game. Hey, back at the start of the show, we had the You Make the Call play. What do you have? Let's review play number 1. All right, fantastic. So what we have is a play at the basket. Verticality comes into question. Multiple defenders, players on the floor, right? But what we're looking for in these situations, we got players competing at the basket. What do we want to have? Patient whistle. What do we want to call? Obvious fouls, if there are any, right? And does the fact that we end up with 2 players on the floor here indicate that we must blow a whistle in this scenario? This is great whistle discipline. There is no foul on this play. This player competes at the basket. We've got 2 very tall defenders. Verticality comes into play. Let's take a look at the action at the basket. Right, hands raised on the bench area. Everybody wants something. Right, so the key here also as well is we've got multiple defenders. Who is officiating whom? Right, our lead official here is responsible for 33 red. Right, let's go here. Our lead is responsible for 33 red, but who's going to officiate our secondary defender? Right, so we have slight contact on a shooting arm by our yielding defender, right? Verticality and yielding, right? Our lead is responsible for the body, right? All legal. If our trail official picks up arm contact here, or our center official picks up arm contact here, right? They need to continue to officiate this play. Right? A lot of contact. Typically, coach says, a lot of contact, no foul. Right? So we just need to judge whether our defenders are legal on plays like this. Does the arm contact by 33 red? No, man, I don't see it. These are the plays you want in your game. You want competitive action at the basket, and we want to call the obvious. So I say no call correct on this play, and that's what we want on play, in intense moments of intense games, to call the obvious, right? And have great whistle discipline. Make sure that we see the whole play. Make sure that we're officiating all of the defenders in this situation, and make the right ruling, which may be when we have situations where the wrong team has won due to officials' mistake. That leaves a bad taste in the mouth. So let's make sure we add a bonus play that, puts a little smile on our face. Let's take a look at this play. What do you have? Block charge play. But yeah.
Now it's Selke. Salke's going to take the law on 3, in and out, and on the rebound, it goes off the deflection to Bernard. Bernard pushes Ravon Johnson, and he's going to draw the blocking foul on Salke, and Johnson's going to the free throw line.
Oh, come on, man. That's fun. That's fun, right? So earlier in the show, we had a situation where our demeanor was more stoic, confident, stationary, etc. And now we have a situation where, man, I appreciate it 100%. You want to sell your call, sell the heck out of it, right? 2 hands up instead of a fist, all the things. But is there any confusion about what the lead has on the play? That's a block. That's a block. And we love the certainty. The game loves the certainty. Man, you can hurt yourself doing that, man. I've pulled a muscle. Oh, so that was fun. That was fun. And man, just sell your calls, man. Work your ball game. I appreciate all of that. I appreciate our center official gets snared on the play, and it gets way ahead of them on this court. That's is super tight on the sideline. It's like a, career-ending injury if you don't play your cards right. So we could look at the play on its merits. My first reaction was that's a block, sliding, right? Love the call. I love it. I love it. And there's no doubt on the play. Yeah. So high certainty expressed by the calling official, right? NFHS mechanics, signals, what have you, calling attention to oneself. But is there any doubt? No, there's not. There is no doubt. That's a block. That official has a block. And yeah. So we got to appreciate that. You know what else we got to appreciate? You guessed it. Our tremendous show supporters. Who's up on the show supporter big board today? Mike Myers is on the show supporter big board with Ed Markey, Matt Rossini, Eric Erickson, and Steve Gleydura. Much appreciated, much love. You want to support the show? Yes, all the places, all the usual things, and of course, a link up above. I've got one ask, the solid ask. We always ask, if you find value from 5 Play Friday, make sure to like the video. It really helps us with the YouTube algorithm. I've got additional video content available here. I've got training opportunities available here. Take advantage of those, and I appreciate each and every one of you as the season comes to a close. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.